what's really inside the one big beautiful bill? So this is not me being biased or nothing. Let's just talk about it. Let's go. The one big beautiful bill is an 887-page tax and spending law that just passed the Congress and was signed into law by President Donald Trump on July the 4th. What it does, it extends the Trump 2017 tax cut, slashes health and food programs, boosts border and defense spending, raises the debt ceiling by $5 trillion. Critics call it one of the most controversial laws in recent memory, with deep cuts and massive long-term impact. Here's how the big beautiful bill will impact your taxes, right? Trump 2017 tax cuts are permanent, right? So single filer tax bracket, 10% from 0 to 11,000. If you make 11,000 to 48,000, you're 12% tax rate. From 48,000 to 103,000, 22% tax rate. 103,000 to 197,000, 24% tax rate. 197,000 up to 250,000, you get 32% tax rate. 250,000 to 626,000, 35% tax rate, and 37% if you make 626,000 or more. Here we go. So green energy credits are removed, standard deduction raised from 15,000 to 15,750. 10,000 deduction on all car loans, assembled cars that are made in the U.S. A gifting tax raised to $15 million for individuals. So you know that's a plus for the wealthy people. State and local deductions. So limit raised to 40,000 from 10,000. Y'all need to go look that up for sure. Do your homework on that salt. Charitable deduction, $1,000 credit. Also, Trump accounts. Any child from 2025 to 2028 that is born will get a $1,000 one-time credit for each child born. Gotta get Nat pregnant, man.
I was about to ask you, is that what happened over the week? But, but you brought it up, so.
Overtime pay deduction. Deduct up to $12,000 per year. Phases out for incomes of $150,000 or more. Tip deductions, deduct up to $25,000 per year. Phases out at $50,000 or more. Deductions for seniors, 65 and older, can claim an additional bonus deduction of $6,000. Phases out above $75,000, single. Let's go a little further.
So let's take a look. The top 20% of Americans are those who make over $220,000 a year. They get an average tax cut of about $12,000 a year. That's about 3.4%. Now, millionaire earners get an average cut of about $75,000. That's about 4.5%. So what are the most important provisions? Well, the SALT cap, as we all know, that goes from $10,000 to $40,000 for those making less than $500,000 a year. Now, the 20% deduction for pass-through income, that's very important. That will be extended. That's both the House and the Senate version. The estate tax becomes permanent and a lot more generous, with the exemption going up to $30 million for married filers. Now, there is a big new benefit in the Senate bill for wealthy investors that was not in the House bill. It's known as the qualified small business stock provision. It was actually started by the Clinton administration. The Senate is now expanding it. So basically, the change allows more companies to qualify in this program, and it increases the tax breaks to encourage small business investment. Now, one negative for high earners, so that's a limit on certain deductions that will make charitable giving a little less attractive. Now, some estimates say that could reduce giving by the wealthy by over $8 billion a year.
That's big, Jose. One of the reasons why wealthy people give so much because it's tax breaks. So if he's gonna deduct that, that's gonna be huge. And so now you don't get so much a tax break for giving. All the wealthy still gonna give as much. Tax break for high states. Old rule, you could deduct up to $10,000. New rule, now you can deduct up to $40,000, but only for 5 years. Then it goes back to $10,000. This helps people that live in New York and California, mostly high-income households. I just want to make sure we just walking through it, because I know a lot of people, you see it, you see it, you're like, bro, what is going on? So our job is to say, hey, let's just walk you through it and you make your own decision so you know what the hell you facing with. The bill increases the U.S. debt ceiling by $5 trillion, higher than $4 trillion in the original House version. Treasury officials warned that if Congress didn't act by mid-July, the U.S. could run out of money as early as August, right when Congress goes to recess. Now, you want to do something before Congress goes to recess, because if you don't do it before Congress goes to recess, that's a whole nother burden that could happen. All right, so by including the debt ceiling in this bill, Republicans avoid separate negotiations with Democrats, which was a tricky move. The bill passed using a special method that only needs a simple majority, not the usual 60 votes of the Senate. Let's go a little further. Yoshi say, bro, this shit so weird, it feel like our money is worthless. My friend, by George, I think he's got it. The money actually, so it's not necessarily the money itself. This is why it's important for us to use the money to buy assets. I'd rather you be asset rich and poor in other stuff than to be like, I got a bunch of money and no assets. Because in essence, you're really poor. You're wealthy, you're rich in the sense of it is in your bank account, but it's not really in your bank account. But if you got the assets, now you have something that is tangible. So let's get into it. I'd rather you have stocks. I'd rather you have real estate. I'd rather you have a business. Why? Because that is better than you having cash. The reason being, if we come to a day where the world just falls off a cliff, then at least you got assets, because that's the most important thing. So I'd rather y'all buy gold coins, silver coins. I'd rather y'all buy those things than just be sitting on the cash in the shoebox. Let's go a little further. Number one, what's changing with Medicare? So the new law makes it harder for some people to get Medicaid, right? The government's health insurance for low-income and disabled Americans, here's what's changing. Work requirements. Some healthy adults must work to qualify. Most frequent checks, people will be reviewed more often than to stay eligible. Less federal support. States will get less help from the government to fund Medicaid. You know for a fact that that's going to be an issue right there. As a result, a government estimate that 11.8 million people could lose coverage over the next 10 years to support small rural hospitals that may be affected. That includes $50 billion in funding. I mean, a lot of people gonna lose Medicaid. To go a little further. Billion for the border. $45 billion to build and expand the border wall. $45 billion to add more space in immigrant detention centers. $30 billion for hiring and training ICE agents. So Trump has always said how heavy he is on the border. Green energy cuts. Right? The bill removes many green energy benefits that were created by the 2022 Inflation Reduction Act. What's being added? Tax credits for buying new or used electric cars. Incentives for installing EV chargers at your home. Tax breaks for home insulation and energy-efficient cooling. That's going to end. It also shuts down the Greenhouse Gas Reduction Fund, a program that gave funding to nonprofits for projects that reduce pollution. Important. Existing contracts and grants will still continue, only future funding to be stopped. That boy do not believe in climate change.
You know what was coming up, you used to always say about global warming?
Global warming, yeah.
Whatever happened to that?
That's a real thing.
I know, but I'm just saying, they don't call it that no more.
What they call it?
Climate change, but
man, it's
more universal.
Warming, they say the ice cap's melting. That's why you can't go to Antarctica. You know you can't go to Antarctica? So that, like, there's like, you can go to jail. You can't go there. You didn't know that? Yeah, you cannot go to Antarctica. It's off limits. Off limits.
Because the ice caps.
Because you
dangerous.
Can't mess with it.
Remember, you used to say also the hole in the ozone layer when we was coming up?
Oh man. Yeah, you can't go to Antarctica, dog. You cannot go. What we need to understand now is, so I'll be honest with you. So when we hear stuff like, you know, Trump talking about doing 200% on pharmaceuticals, right? Here's the one thing I will say about this dude here, bro. He is 100% putting the Trump family in position to win. And if you don't see that, I promise you. So first he had the meme coin. We just talking about since he's been in office. We not talking about previous stuff. We talking about since he been in office. He had the meme coin, then he went with the gold tennis shoes. Don't forget the gold tennis shoes.
I forgot about the shoes.
The gold tennis shoes. So it's the meme coin, it's the gold tennis shoes, and then the Trump fragrance. Yeah, the fragrance.
I didn't know about the fragrance.
Yeah, he dropped the fragrance, right?
I'm slipping.
Then come on, stop playing. Show Jose the fragrance. Show Jose the fragrance.
As long as that junk don't smell like cool water.
Man, show Jose the fragrance, man. So Trump launches the luxury fragrance line. Donald Trump has unveiled a high-end fragrance collection via GetTrumpFragrances.com, featuring 2 Cents for Men, Fight, 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 and Victory 47. Come on, let the people see that.
That boy different.
Let the people see that. Let the people see it. So listen, Fight, 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 and Victory 47, and matching versions for women, right? Men, Spicy Blend, right? And woody notes for patriots who never back down. Fight, Fight, Fight for women. Floral citrus scent symbolizing strength and elegance. Victory 47 for men is masculine scent in a gold statue bottle tied to Trump's presidential branding. Victory 47 feminine fragrance is a rose gold bottle marketed with confident and bold. Price $247 per bottle for Victory.
That was not an ad, but if they
That was not an ad.
But if they do want to send a bag, I mean, we'll consider it.
Listen, Trump Victory 4540. I'm just trying to tell you that if the man ain't doing nothing else. Now listen. What we know and what we've seen is that President 45 and President 47 has a huge following. Now, I'm not saying he right or wrong, but guess what? At $247 a bottle, if 10% of them bought it, he good. And then the next thing he dropped.
And he on the joint.
Oh, why wouldn't he be? He is his own best brand.
Bruh, I ain't mad at it.
He is his own best brand. So you got the meme coin that went crazy. Then you got the tennis shoes. Then you got this. Then he dropped Trump Mobile, $4.99. They made in China. They made in China. And now recently, he just filed for a crypto blue ETF. Now, let's talk about this crypto blue ETF right quick that he founded. Now, the crypto blue ETF will be 70% Bitcoin. It will be 15% Ethereum. It will be 8% Solana. It will hold 5% in the crypto that his company makes and 2% in Ripple. All cryptocurrencies. That's going to be partnered with Crypto.com.
Were we at 6 months?
6 months in, dog. If you don't think for a fact that bruh not using this for the best marketing campaign ever, you have lost your mind. This ain't got nothing to do with being a president, bro. This don't got nothing to do with being a president, bro. I promise
He
you.
having them 2 a.m. trap moments like, hey, you know what?
We should come out with cologne. I got it.
I like
We should
cotton
come out with
candy. Let me put on
I
some
like
cotton
that.
candy.
I like that. I like that. They're gonna buy it. We should come out with a phone. $499, Trump Mobile.
Then they said the plane $47.
Phone $499. Bro, if I'm telling you, this is not about politics. I'm gonna tell you something, bro. People not gonna like what I'm about to say right here. This is what capitalism look like, bro. This is what capitalism look like. So watch this. We live in a world. We live in a world where I'm not saying we're not supposed to fight for right or wrong at all. You should always supposed to fight for what's right or wrong. But don't ever get confused with right or wrong with fair. Because fair ain't never been the American way. I'm not saying you don't fight for what's right and wrong, but fair ain't never been the American way. And the biggest problem that people have that is coming from the bottom is we keep looking for fair in a system that been rigged. We keep saying, man, President Obama couldn't have did that. Who don't know that?
He ain't do it. You know what I'm saying? That's on him.
Man, if Obama would have said this and that, but he ain't do it. Guess who doing it? He is taking full advantage, y'all about to be mad at when I say this, of white privilege. And if you think that that ain't a thing in the world we live in, you are sadly mistaken. My problem is we spend more time crying about something instead of saying, hey, bro, let me get some money so I can fix it.
Wow.
Let me go get some money. Let me go get some, bro, I promise. That's why I don't be getting the conversation. It ain't that, do I think this is the funniest thing ever? Hell yes, bro. We have never seen that. Do I know that them people, and the crazy part about social media is social media don't forget nothing. They bring up all the videos of what he said wouldn't have happened if he was in president. And that's cool, but guess what? It don't change nothing. All them videos do is make people mad who's already mad and make them more madder. That's all it do. It make the people who mad more madder. And it make the people who love them say, ha ha. Now you sitting there, you looking for people to argue with on Instagram. You looking for people to argue with on social media. You go and follow everybody comments and you putting your 2 cents and you fussing with people. Your blood pressure going up, your diabetes out of the park. You got to go to the doctor now. And guess what? He going to drop another something to sell.
Drop a planner. Trump planner. In a course.
It just says what it is. Right? And so, for me, my whole thing to us is simple, bro. Like, take your, like, you made, and I keep saying this, whoever you voted for, you made that vote. That was your civic duty. Now get back to the money. Right? Because guess what? The only way that broke people can fix a system is if they stick together. And the one thing that we have had a hard time doing is sticking together. So the next thing that we can do is get some money and find some other people with money that don't like the thing that we don't like. Because watch this, y'all. It's easier. Oh my God. It's easier for people it's easier for people with money to stick together to go against something. It's easier.
That's real.
It's easier for people with money to say, hey, we don't like a thing. Let's put some money behind shutting that thing down. Then people who don't have money sticking together because every decision they make gonna affect the money that they don't have. So it's hard.
And they're the majority.
It's hard. It's hard to get people who are not financially where they want to be at to stick together because every decision you make is going to affect the money that you don't have. And it's hard for you to say, I'm not doing this because it's going to affect the money that I don't have.